Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the podcast. I am your host, Corey C., team member of Katina, a thesaurus of blockchain information, and I am here with a very, very bright and brilliant young man, the youngest person I have ever interviewed, Izzy Blockchain. He's creating a project called PulseVerse, as you can see with his background. Izzy, how are you today? How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing very well.
I'm
I
good.
hope you're proud of yourself as in at your age, going to school, working on blockchain at your age. You know that you should be proud. You should be very proud of yourself.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, as an individual that's been in Pulsechain, you're in Pulsechain. I'm in Pulsechain, and we're seeing a lot of development happening within the Pulsechain network. I see you're making a project on Pulsechain. So what
Yes.
exactly is PulseVerse and how will it assist in expanding the Pulsechain ecosystem?
Well, PulseVerse is simply a decentralized NFT marketplace built on Pulsechain, on the Pulsechain network, where you can store and trade various NFTs. With the launch of Pulsechain, users will be looking for a way to interact with NFTs on Pulsechain, and providing the platform for this to happen will help in the expansion of the Pulsechain ecosystem. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And also, as you may know, since Pulsechain is a hard fork of the Ethereum blockchain, users will receive one-to-one copies of ERC20s and NFTs on the Pulsechain network. So PulseVerse is looking to provide users a platform in order to interact with these NFTs and potentially expand their projects on the Pulsechain network.
That's amazing. I really am appreciative of all these people, all these projects like PulseVerse that are creating these projects to launch on Pulsechain before Pulsechain's even released. It goes to show that this blockchain has a lot of eyes on developers such as yourself. And I think an NFT marketplace is a great addition to Pulsechain because we're seeing the NFT craze. We're seeing this blockchain phenomenon explode. And I think what you're doing is brilliant. And I can't believe I'm asking this next question because of your age and it really makes me admire your credentials and your incentive and your motivation, especially at your age. Let me ask you this. So before you started in PulseVerse, what was your experience within blockchain and the NFT space?
Well, I've built multiple NFT projects, mostly on the Ethereum blockchain before PulseVerse. So I've built up to like 10 NFT projects before PulseVerse for different clients. I've been coding for 6 years actually, and I've delved into like multiple tech industries apart from blockchain, such as like data science and machine learning. So that really helped me to transition into blockchain. I've been building a lot of dApps and smart contracts for multiple clients, so I have a lot of experience. And recently, I've been doing a lot of NFT projects, so I do have a lot of experience building these kinds of like applications, dApps, and smart contracts.
That's amazing. I have to really say, like, you're a brilliant young man, and I say that with the utmost sincerity. That you've been coding for 6 years. I'm not telling the audience how old you are, but for 6 years, that's incredible. Like that is something to be proud of. That sets because your generation is going to be the next generation to build in blockchain. My generation, I'm 26. My generation is developing platforms now as well, but sooner than later, your generation is going to come to the forefront and create blockchain projects like what you're doing now that are going to set a new standard. And I think that's incredible, man. I think you really should give yourself a pat on the back. Like coding for 8 years, that's very impressive credentials. And especially when you said clients, I'm like, wow, I didn't have any clients when I was your age. You should be proud. So my next question to you is, we've seen the NFT phenomenon expand very, very quickly. As someone, your age, someone who entered blockchain through coding in essence, what made you enter the NFT ecosystem?
Well, I was brought firstly into the blockchain ecosystem before, like I was already interested in blockchain technology and smart contracts. And as I said before, I've worked on various projects that are revolving around the blockchain. And with the recent NFT trend, I saw an opportunity to further develop my skills in the NFT space. And with billions of sales in the first quarter of this year, I saw the NFT market does look promising.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think it's incredible that you said you have 10 NFT collections that you've built for not only yourself, but also other clients that have hired you to do this.
Yes.
Wow. That's incredible, man. That says a lot, especially in this NFT phenomenon we're seeing as it explodes with what you're creating. Then you have huge potential, especially because Pulsechain and the Hex community are so large that this is such a great chance. And I've been in the PulseVerse Telegram, and I saw the white paper, and I was blown away by the white paper. I'm very impressed with this project. And another question I want to ask regarding your project is, out of all the blockchains out there, Ethereum, Solana, um, Binance, what made you choose Pulsechain to build PulseVerse on?
Well, the first thing that drew me to the Pulsechain is just like the community behind it. There's such a big community behind Pulsechain,
Mm-hmm.
and the amount of people that need a place and like a platform in order to store and trade NFTs is huge. So I just wanted to provide that platform to people on Pulsechain. Also added that on Ethereum, the gas fees are incredibly high. So on Pulsechain, they're going to be really low, allowing people to interact with NFTs without the gas fees being higher than the actual price of the asset.
Absolutely. That's funny because it's true, because
Yeah.
these NFT marketplaces that are in development that are created on Ethereum, I don't know how long they're going to last, especially, you put it brilliantly that the gas fee is more inexpensive in the product. I think that's ridiculous, and I think that's not practical. And that's why I see a lot of people like yourself building products on Pulsechain, because
Yeah.
it's not going to be expensive. So
Yeah, definitely.
let me ask you this then. In a lot of these NFT marketplaces, I'm noticing almost a 50-50 split between some NFT marketplaces use an existing token, whereas some other NFT marketplaces create their own native token for their ecosystem. So will PulseVerse be creating their own native token? And if yes, what will be its main function on the platform?
Yes, there is a plan to create a native token on PulseVerse in the nearest future. There will be more details provided about that later as we progress further through the project. We're planning some use cases for the token, but the main function is probably going to be a means of exchange and also payment on the platform. Also, we're looking at using it as a reward system for different functionalities, also like staking NFTs and stuff like that. So
Awesome.
we're brainstorming some ideas and we're looking at adding some features revolving around the token.
That's awesome. So you're creating a multi-function utility token on the Pulsechain ecosystem that will not only generate transactions for your own project, but with Pulse token as well, if I'm not mistaken, as
Yeah.
as they work in tandem with one another. So with that being said, with PulseVerse and its future, do you have any future plans within this NFT marketplace that you can or want to share?
Well, the main focus right now is developing and launching the PulseVerse platform with the user-friendly and easy to onboard functionality. But our plan in the nearest future is still being thought out and developed, but we are looking to add some cool features in the nearest future.
Awesome. And I'm seeing also your Telegram channel grow as well. Before I get to the bottom question, I just want to say I'm really, really, fascinated by how fast your community has grown. And that's something really to be proud of. And I think that building an actual, because I'm seeing a lot of projects that are coming out right now that have Pulse in the name and yet have nothing to do with Pulsechain whatsoever. They're kind of stealing the brand for their own name. And I'm really appreciative that you are actually creating a practical, sustainable, legitimate, and functioning platform that'll actually bring utility and transactions to Pulsechain. So that's amazing. That's amazing. Now, I want to ask you this last question. Now, given again, you're younger than me. How long have you been in the Pulsechain ecosystem, in the cryptocurrency ecosystem, and what enticed you to join blockchain and Pulsechain specifically?
Well, I'm also a Hexican, and I've been a Hexican for maybe around the middle of the year, this year.
Okay.
I believe in the vision of Hex and appreciate how it has been able to change not just my life, my parents' life, but also the lives of many people around the world. Yeah.
Absolutely. So what enticed you to join Pulsechain? Like what was the main reason why Pulsechain was your main focus? Like as a Hexican, most Hexicans became Pulsechain, migrated to Pulsechain as well. What is the biggest part of this technology that makes you excited for PulseVerse?
Well, as I mentioned before, the community behind Pulsechain and the people that are looking to onboard this platform. There's a lot of people that are looking to move from the Ethereum blockchain to Pulsechain.
Mm-hmm.
So being able to provide a platform and or other projects being able to use their own skills to create different products and ideas, it just opens a new space for new applications and ideas to be created on the Pulsechain.
Absolutely. Izzy, I really can't thank you enough for your time. I think you're a brilliant young man with a huge future ahead of you. I think you should be really proud of yourself because most kids your age are not doing nearly as much as you. And I think you should be proud that you're expanding upon an emerging industry that, in my personal opinion, maybe I'm just naive, but most people your age probably don't have a clue about this ecosystem.
No, I don't think so.
And I think you should be proud of what you're accomplishing at your age. So this was an honor to interview you, and I can't wait to see your project grow and thrive, and you with it as well. So I want to thank you very much for your time today.
Can I also mention a few more things?
Sure, go ahead.
So I just want to shout out Jesse from Liquid Loans and also Toshi Flow from Liquid Loans, as they've really helped me to plan out this project and expand, like with the marketing and everything. They've really helped me to push out this project to the community of Pulsechain. So I just want to shout them out.
They're great guys. Both of them are great guys. I've interviewed Jesse myself, not Toshi yet. I'll get to him, but
and also want to say something to your audience as well. Yeah. So we are incredibly thankful for the support of our community so far, and we believe that there's always more room to grow. We have plans that will allow PulseVerse to thrive in this space, but we cannot achieve this without your support. We'll continue to proactively provide updates as we evolve our plans on the way to launch and beyond, applying transparency in all that we do.
You're more professional than the majority of people I interviewed. Majority of founders I've interviewed. So, and yeah, put them a lot to shame. You should be proud, man. That was very professional. That was very great, man. I really can't wait to see PulseVerse, and I can't wait to see the NFTs built on PulseVerse and how they thrive. And I can't thank you enough for your time. And I really am happy for you with your community growing and your project growing in such a tight niche community, helping you out and you taking this initiative. So thank you so much for your time, Izzy.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.